Hi, this is Bill from Hiragari. Thanks for watching. I put a tutorial up over a year ago now on how to record multiple MIDI controllers at the same time as individual tracks in Logic. And it's had a really good response. Thank you so much for all of the comments and the kind words. I really appreciate it. But I did get a comment recently from, and I'm reading here, Antonio, and he writes that he's trying to do something similar but with only one keyboard separated channels by zones on the keyboard. So really what Antonio is talking about is creating a keyboard split and recording different zones to different channels. That's really easy to do in Logic's environment, so let's jump in there and get stuck into it. So as in the previous tutorial recording multiple MIDI controllers in Logic, there is a link in the description below. I have 3 software instruments set up. Realistically, you could have up to 16 because there's 16 MIDI channels. Antonio's asking about using, I think, 2, but you can have as many as you want. So I've got 3 software instruments, and they're all set up like you would set up any other software instrument, but when you go to the MIDI channel, the top one is set to, or part 1 is set to channel 1, part 2 is set to channel 2, part 3 is set to channel 3. And here is my environment here. I'm going to go to the clicks and ports window, and now you can see here what I've got set up. In the previous tutorial, I was sending individual devices or individual MIDI inputs into transformers. Then I was using those transformers to set each of the inputs to a particular channel and then sending that into the sequencer input. So what I've done is created a monitor device, and then I've sent my single input, my SP170, my 88 note keyboard controller, into that monitor. And I'm using that monitor as a splitter because you can only have one input into a monitor, but you can have as many outputs as you want. So what I've got is the first the first transformer here is splitting the top range of the keyboard. And the top range of the keyboard I want on channel 1. So this is the same as the previous tutorial, but this is different. The mode that I want is apply the operation and filter non-matching events. So a little bit like Gandalf and the Lord of the Rings, what it'll do is it'll let some things through and the rest of them you shall not pass. It will not let anything that doesn't meet the conditions set in the top of the transformer through. I want all channels to come through, but I'm looking specifically at pitch. So what I've done here, when I select pitch and then I select map inside pitch, what I can do is I can specify a range of notes that will be passed through by this transformer. In this case, I've got the top kind of third of the keyboard. I've got C5 to C7, and then I go down into the output section and I'm going to fix the output of that to channel 1. Because that's my top part, my keys. I'm going to use map so that it will send C5 out as C5 all the way through to C7 as C7. And then once I've done that with that transformer, I then send that through to sequencer input. The same thing here, you can see this is C2 to B4, and this is A-1 to B1, and that needs to be on channel 3. The bottom third of my keyboard is playing this arpeggiator. The middle section of my keyboard is playing this pad. And the top section of my keyboard is playing the keyboard, or the piano. But let's say that I actually want this part to be voicing lower. That's really easy. All I got to do is go up here, and then I can grab the transpose, and I can transpose it down an octave, 2 octaves, 3 octaves. Okay, and nice and easy. All right, done. And that's all there is to it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, if you enjoy what I do, make sure to subscribe, click on the little bell icon so you get a notification every time I post something new. Make sure to like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks again for watching.